No, this is,
I just got here. Okay.
that's not sitting in all of it. This is
I didn't think about it, and then
so just one, right? Aren't there? Okay, minutes from November. Oh, these,
Somebody did, I heard them.
Hello.
Okay. All right, can I get a, motion to approve the minutes from November meeting? Start on this. All in favor? All opposed? Okay, so we still have two open board members, board secretary and director. Is there anybody that would like to get back on the board or get on the board? No. Okay. Financial report.
okay, city number one, 40,427.39. Maintenance account, 61,826.47. Prepaid account, 11,472.22. Money market, 12,106.92. Petty cash,
You gonna
237.87.
speak up?
With a total of 126,070.86.
They can't hear you.
Did y'all hear me? You didn't hear me? I'm sorry.
It's
I'll
okay.
repeat it.
It's okay, is it in the paperwork?
Yes, ma'am.
No, not y'all.
That's not.
No.
Okay, sorry.
I'm sorry, I'll do it again, and
Sorry.
a little louder, that's okay. Let me know if you can't hear me. CD number one, 40,427.39. Maintenance account, 61,826.47. Prepaid account, 11,472.22. Money market, 12,106.91. And petty cash is 237.87. For the total of 126,070.86. Jim?
Okay, can I get a motion to approve financial?
Sure, motion approved.
Can I get a second?
Oh, second.
All in favor? All opposed? Okay. ACC? Absent. And I don't know what all is approved. Deed restriction, Mikey's not here.
There's 5 letters in that.
5 letters.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, maintenance report.
I'm gonna have to.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, we don't. Oh, yeah, sorry. Can I get a motion to approve the deed restriction?
Sure, motion approved.
Can I get a second?
I'll second.
All in favor? All opposed? Okay, maintenance report.
I really don't have anything this month. I think we covered the rock last month, right? Yeah, so I
So nothing new.
really haven't done anything.
Okay.
Somebody's phone call.
Huh?
You guys have service?
I do. I know it's buzzing.
It's 75 and,
So now I'll give my kids your phone.
no.
Okay, deed restriction review committee, I'm working on getting the proposed changes to the deed restrictions to the attorney. I'm gonna try to do it this week. I have been out due to a family emergency, so I'll get those out. It's only 2 changes that we're proposing to change the deed restrictions. That is it. So I'm hoping as soon as the attorney emails back with the correct language, since I don't know legalese, we'll get those mailed out with ballots.
Can you tell us what to,
Yes.
just generally,
The, oh, yes. Okay, we're taking out, the dates. So each section of the deed restrictions, whenever it has the renewals, we're changing the dates because the dates are outdated. So we're updating the dates on when they can be renewed, because it says like 1963, it can be renewed starting at 1970 every 10 years. So we've got to change those dates. We're adding that they can be changed every 5 years versus every 10. So that the actual dates have to be changed. And then we are going to strike out the 4 mils per square foot to 8 mils per square foot. And those are the only 2 changes. But we have to do the changes for each section. Section 8 will only have the change of the dates and every 10 years to every 5 years. Because section 8's already at 8 mils.
Section 6.
6, sorry.
So wait, no, section 8.
We don't want a section 8 here. That's the only 2 changes that we're proposing. The rest of the stuff in the deed restrictions that aren't clear can be, what is it called? Clarification. It's called a clarification resolution, where you don't, we're not changing anything, we're clarifying. It's like
policies.
that
I'm
and,
aware of that.
yeah, like we don't have a height for a fence. So now we can actually put a number because we're not changing anything, we're just clarifying.
What about the 10 buildings? I noticed there was an issue on the metal buildings. Remember?
Yes, that is going to be within, we have to rewrite the ACC guidelines.
Okay.
Those don't have to be voted on. Those, again, is just the clarifying. And once we get this out into the mail, then we'll have the deed restriction review committee come back in and we'll start doing clarifying resolutions.
Are you going to vote per section like it says in the act?
Section 1, 2, and 3 is considered one section for voting because it's one set of deed restrictions. Okay, yes, ma'am. Every section has to do their own vote.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Social committee, the Christmas party, I think it was a great turnout. I mean, I personally think it was a really good turnout.
I was surprised because we had changed the dates to accommodate for the parade that was out here that most kids go to
Yeah,
for the sports. And so I was afraid that having it during the day, I was afraid we'd not have that many. But we did have at least 40 kids. And, it was a nice turnout, I think. Everybody was very pleasant. We enjoyed it, and it didn't take too much to put it together, so.
I have your check. I looked at it.
Oh, okay.
I'll bring it back on.
I think it turned out good. All the kids were happy with the presents. I think a lot of parents were shocked that every kid got presents.
Yeah.
My kid was the only one that complained. And it was my oldest one, and he got put in his place afterwards.
Well,
But that's what it was.
I was worried about wrapping things and letting it be, you pick one, whichever one you want,
Yeah,
because I was afraid, but I did age group them.
yeah,
So I was hoping that everybody would be satisfied. I didn't know if I should leave them unwrapped or let them pick out what they want.
I think they all liked them. Whatever little fur ball thing you got, they really, I had talked to a lot of people afterwards that the kids really liked that. So I think that was really good.
They had
Thank you.
more little ones, little ones. And I did spend quite a bit of money on the prizes. I didn't spend as much on the other stuff because we didn't need it.
Yeah,
But I rearranged the storage now, and I have everything reboxed and labeled and stacked by party.
yeah,
And so now, any napkins you need, we have a heck of a lot.
yeah.
And we've got more utensils that we couldn't use for 10 years.
Okay, good deal.
So it's all nice and clean now. So the only thing that I was concerned about was the kids. We had peanut butter and jelly, and the only thing I worry about is some kid grabbing a peanut butter
Oh, with the
sandwich
peanut
with a
allergy.
peanut allergy, but I was hoping that the parents would take charge
Yeah,
and take care of that, but,
whenever you have a public function like that, it's hard to,
well, I did put labels on everything.
Yeah.
So at least they knew what they were getting.
yeah. Well, I didn't hear any complaints about it, and I think y'all did a great job. I really do appreciate y'all working so hard on that.
We didn't do too much. It wasn't just me, it was my group.
Yeah, you, Kelly, Amanda.
Kelly, Amanda, and
Jessica.
Jessica,
Gary
and,
took pictures.
And Patty.
No, we had,
and, yeah.
we didn't have Santa this year, because our Santa moved, and then, yeah. Well, and he had told us to contact him, because he moved.
To Ohio.
Yeah. But he said that he would still kind of be coming back into town, but he wasn't back in town at that
But
time.
you know what, I found Mr. Blohoff
Yeah.
is the perfect Santa.
And see, the only reason, wait, does he still live in this?
Yeah.
Okay, well, there's another Santa that I got in touch with that does a lot. He does them at the school, he does them for a lot of family functions. And the day that we had ours, he had already booked for another family.
Oh, well, I asked the girls about it, and they said that they see Santa all the time in all these church functions and, you know, workplaces
Yeah.
and all of that, so they weren't as keen on having one. So I kind of went with the group and what they decided, but I still think we needed a Santa.
Yeah,
But
See if you can get the fireman Santa.
I did.
The one that was on the
Tried.
truck, Kobe's
I
excellent.
tried, yeah.
They don't have how.
Well, no, they do, but they couldn't get it scheduled when they were trying to schedule the fire routes,
yeah,
and they didn't release the fire routes until, they didn't get their routes done until after. It just, I tried and it just didn't work out. But at least next year,
I'll start with Mr. Blohoff, because I know that he's the Carlsbad Chamber of Commerce Santa, and he
Okay.
does it for the school up there too.
yeah.
So, and he looks like Santa.
Yeah. Well, thank y'all again for that. Y'all did a great
I'll tell
job.
girls.
Okay, first order of new business, maintenance fee invoicing, mailing and payment options. Okay, so I think Patsy can probably agree, mail is
Please change that due date.
a pain in the butt every year too. So what there's a few things that we're gonna start working on. One, pending the vote on the change, if the change goes through and all the sections do approve the change, it will change to where the invoicing will still go out the same time in December, but the due date will not be until January 1st, which that's how it is now.
Yeah, but why do you say January 1st?
I want to
And
change it
don't-
to January 30th.
Please.
Well,
Because it's misleading.
I
Every
know,
year we'll get
I agree with you. No, and I had to sit down with Darla, because this wasn't the first year that I had to go, how does this work again? So one of the things that we're gonna talk about here over the next couple of months is changing the due date to January 30th. And then after January 30th, like fees and interest.
I went through this last year too and completely forgot when to do it again this year.
And with the mailing, everybody knows that we have problems with Crosby Post Office. We're not the only neighborhood that has the problem. I know Darla went up there twice, I went up there twice, I know a couple of the property owners went up there a couple of times, and we're being told, yes, we know there's a problem, we're working on it. That's all that you can do.
I would suggest that you space out when you drop them off.
We did it this time.
You did?
We did 2 drop-offs. And that's what she did. She did one December 7th and one December 9th. And so she didn't bring a bunch of them we did it twice. But a couple of the ones that she was getting returned, the one that she dropped off on December 7th, didn't get postmarked until December 11th. So like I said, it's, once we drop it off, it's so far out of our hands. The other problem is she's getting stuff returned that whenever they put it through their postage stamp, it's cutting the envelopes. She's gotten 4 back that never made it to the people, came back to us, and the envelopes are cut in half and split up. So she's having to try, she's going through and having to remail them. So that's when, at that point, I just put the post out saying, look, if you're missing it, we're not mailing it. So she is working on an option. She's gonna start getting some quotes on our QuickBooks need to be updated. They're 2015 volume anyways, so we need to update our QuickBooks. But we would like to update the QuickBooks with the version that we can email invoices.
Great.
So emailing will be an option.
Yeah.
If she can get that and we can get it voted and approved, then what we'll do is we'll just send out a notice, we'll put it on the sign, Facebook, meetings, that if you would rather have your correspondence from the Civic League emailed, as in invoices and stuff, Darla will start putting emails. What she already has, she's already put in. But we'll start that. The other thing that she's gonna look into is payment options. There's a lot of different payment options. QuickBooks does offer a payment option.
It costs, though, doesn't it? That was the whole up before.
It does. PayPal, all these things that you can do on your phone, they all charge convenience fees. So she's gonna start looking through different options and seeing what the convenience fees are to make sure that we can load it onto our website. We know we can load PayPal, but PayPal's, from what I think she said, is $2.95 convenient fee, which is a little high whenever you go to convenient fees. The other thing that she is letting people know is that you can do bill pay on through your bank. And the bank mails it to us. So you don't have to worry about cutting a check, you don't have to worry about mailing it to us, it's automatically done. But she's already started looking into the different options so we can price it out, look at convenience fees, and try to get that before we mail out for next year's invoicing.
Can I ask a question on the due date? If you say January 30th, then there's no grace period. You know, most of the county and everybody else gives you at least 30 days grace period with no interest.
And see, that's why what it is right now is it's due January 1st,
Right.
but you do not receive late fees or interest until February 1st.
Then that
So
takes
that's your
that on
third.
there.
I thought it was on there.
I don't
It
think so.
is, yeah, it's on there.
It's on there?
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you put if it's due January 30th, and you put it as January 30th, then there's no grace period between the 30th and...
The only thing that we have to look at is that if we mail our bills in December, our invoices in December, and people start making payments, if we offer payment options other than a check, then those payments start hitting before the beginning of the year. And one of the problems that has been in the past is that whenever it comes to budget, whenever you roll over to the new year, some of the invoices that were paid the year before is in the year before balance. So it throws the budget off. So whenever you're looking at the budget, what's income that you have isn't always correct because it's put in before January 1st. So it's actually being rolled into the year before.
Yeah.
And we want to make sure that no payments are made, at least into the book, so that your budget's on until January 1st. So that's going to be, it's all going to be kicked around to try to make sure that the wording is a little bit more understandable. But we also need to figure out if we can't get other options for mail to get the invoices out and then payments to get payments in other than snail mail, then we're going to keep running into this issue and people are going to start getting, I never received my invoice. I still haven't gotten it. But I know that by January 1st, I need to pay my payments and fees.
Well, I don't get my social security check until the 15th.
Yeah,
So,
but that's just it, is we can't control the post office, so we're gonna try to make it better so that people aren't getting late fees. But, we're gonna find out what we can do on our end to make it better before we start changing due dates and stuff like that. So, it's gonna kind of be, see what we can,
maybe January 15th due date and 30th is your grace period.
grace period. And that's, yeah, and that's, because Darla's got her little sheet stuff started on different things that she wants to try to do.
There needs to be some kind of grace period. 30 days is a little excessive to me.
Yeah, well, the counties give you 30 days. I have a farm and they give me 15.
Yeah.
But
So, that's what, I wanted to address the maintenance fees with the invoicing since there's been so much problems with it. But like I said, this isn't the first year.
is there a drop box for the maintenance? No?
No, we're gonna get to that point.
Okay.
I promise.
If you wind up setting up an online thing, payments, that's gonna.
You're gonna eliminate a lot of the drop off.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Most everybody pays online now. Nobody,
Well,
Nobody right.
except us old folks.
Well, and that's,
I get that, but probably what, the median in this neighborhood is 35, 45. Most of those people are paying on bills.
I'm 70 and I pay online.
I just forgot how to write a check.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
The only check I heard this year is that they couldn't do.
Yeah, the checkbook lasts a year now.
Yeah, everything goes to PayPal.
Yeah. But, and a lot of people had said there were a lot of people, people in the neighborhood that had problems. Darla's only been contacted by 20 people. So out of 900 and something invoices that are sent out, only 20 people are having problems. So
I know
in
that
the bigger scheme of things, it's not that many people, but it's still an issue that I wanted to make sure that we address. So we're gonna try to figure something else out. So there's really nothing to vote on that because I don't have anything from Darla to see what we could change. I'm gonna skip the 2020 budget just for a second, and I'm gonna skip the cost. Boat ramp stickers, those are not being mailed out. I'm not mailing them. Darla is gonna get me a date. I'll put on the board and on the website and on the Facebook page that we'll have like a Saturday or Sunday at the park for, you know, a window that people can come pick them up. Then I will do another day, people can come pick up. The ones that are out of Crosby will still be mailed. If people want me to, we'll figure out a way of not putting them in the mail. Last year we had problems with them not going to the right people, and boat stickers that are labeled to Frank are on Betty's car, you know, and that's what we ran into. So this way we're gonna try to forego the mail.
You can even deliver them.
And it doesn't take long to go through the neighborhood, I'll handle it. But, so whoever's watching the video, if you're not getting your boat stickers, it's because we're not sticking them in the mail.
Well, just tell them if they're on the wrong card, it won't happen again.
Well, one of the problems was, we caught 2. They never came back. So after we caught those 2, all of a sudden, we weren't getting boat stickers on the wrong vehicles.
Yeah, that
So-
happened to me when I was doing it.
Yeah, but it's every
Just gotta
summer.
tell a couple of them, sure you're serious.
Yeah,
You don't have any more this year.
yeah. So, but every summer it starts over. So at least we won't have to worry about somebody's boat sticker ending up on somebody else's and that person not realizing that their boat sticker was given to somebody else.
Shoot, when I started it, we had people from way over in Houston coming over here and using this program.
Yeah, this past
It's
summer,
still going on, they're selling them online.
We had somebody on the other side of Dallas.
yeah. So, but it's catching up. So that's on the boat ramp stickers. But I do want to put it needs to go for a vote. I want to make a motion that boat stickers be suspended from being mailed this year.
You said what?
Suspended from being mailed. We're not going to mail boat stickers.
No emails, man.
We'll set up meetings at the park and or we'll hand deliver. So can I get a motion to approve that?
Sure, motion to approve.
Can I get a second?
So you're not enforcing boat stickers for how long now?
Oh, no, we're enforcing them. This will be, me and Darla will get something out this week of when we're gonna set
It's
up.
just they won't go in the mail.
Yeah. Because even if we put them in the mail today, people ain't gonna get them for 2 weeks. So we'll be able to get them out faster. All right, Frank, yeah, that was a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. The budget. All right, so our budget is not complete for 2020. We invoiced out for 2020 $39,754 on maintenance fees. So far, where are we at? Hold on, wait, that's the wrong sheet. Here's mine. Sorry, I've got 5 different sheets in front of me, give me 1 second. Okay, so far we've received, wait, why is my sheet, I'm sorry, I'm missing a sheet of what we've received this year so far. I wrote it down.
And I have just proposed.
Okay, $2,566 this year on maintenance fees. Okay. So
Is that normal?
that's above normal. Usually the first month we've received 16 to 17,000. So so far we've received 18,000. So where we're at on our proposed, we have 61,826 in the maintenance fee account right now, and that does include 18,000 of the maintenance fees. The problem that we're having, if you go through and you look at what the operating expenses have been set at, we didn't raise anything in what was proposed. Let's see. We actually dropped, like our telephone amount. We didn't change much. The problem that we have at this point is the pool. Okay. One of our pumps at the pool has been expected to go out over the last year. It has not gone out yet. Thank God. But over this winter, we are running our pumps. So we run the pumps 3 days out of the week. 3 years ago, Patsy, you may be able to help me better with this. We had work done on the sand filters. Was that 3 or 4 years ago? I can't
I
remember.
think it's even been 3.
I think it's 3.
Was it
That's
three?
right. That's right.
We have big commercial size sand filters. Inside of those are laterals. Whenever those break, the sand inside the filters get pushed into the,
Are you having the same problem again?
3 years ago it started.
Okay, do you
December.
realize that when you treat the algae, that it turns into sand?
Yes.
Okay.
Whenever the laterals were fixed 3 years ago, whenever they were fixed, they put sand in without adding water and broke the lateral. After they fixed it, as they were putting sand in, they broke it. And the way I know that is I called and I asked them, because they document how they do it. And I was telling myself, I'm so glad you are so documented. Oh, yes, yes, yes. And they kind of gave it away. They put the sand in without putting water in and they broke the lateral. So we have been running the pumps for 2 years with a lateral broke. It was pushing a little bit of sand in. With the president at that time, we talked about it and we're both on, man, but it wasn't a lot of sand. We checked the sand level, so we didn't have it fixed. Now laterals in both filters are broken. One of our filters has no sand anymore. One filter still has a little bit of sand. So we have to get both filters fixed. 3 years ago, the company that came in, it charged us a little over $1,500 to fix one. I've got one company that came out that's looking at getting me a quote, but saying that we can't keep the same filters. We need to upgrade our filters. I'm not willing to spend that kind of money. Our filters work. The laterals just need to be fixed. So I've got 2 more.
I kind of find that hard to believe since everything was gone through there last year. Wasn't it last year?
The only thing that's ever gonna help that deck over there is to put another top over
We're
those
not
sides.
talking about that, we're talking about the
But
filters.
everything, the city came out and
We're talking
approved
about
everything.
Yeah.
And they didn't say those
Filters.
Correct. What that company was saying is that they don't service those anymore. Now, there's 2 other companies that will. They'll come in, they'll empty it, they'll fix the lateral, fill it up. One company is saying they won't touch it. So people will still do them. I'm getting quotes from different companies. So I'm estimating, and this is an estimate of $3,500 to do both filters. And that's an estimate because I've only gotten one quote from one company so far. So that's $3,500 to fix the sand filters. We can't open the pools if the sand filters aren't working. We've still got it budgeted in for that pump. If that pump dies, we've got to be able to replace it. We budgeted in last year, didn't have to replace it, so we're keeping it in the budget, and that's.
Has it been rebuilt?
No, this one can't be rebuilt.
Oh, it can't?
Mm-mm.
Because that's what Steven does.
He can look at it, but
They don't.
They're throwaways.
this one is not.
Those
Our,
pumps aren't that size, they're not.
They're not.
our good one, our good digital one that can be, is the one that's still running well. It's one of the older ones it's the older one that they won't, the piece that's broken in there is it's gonna rip apart, and you can't get to it. So we're gonna run it until we rip it apart. But that's budgeted for $2,500, but I got a quote for that a year ago. So we're gonna keep that in the budget. The other things that have to be done is a backflow meter has to be put in. The city said that we had to have it. The way that the city inspections are, you're graded on a percentage, so if you go below 80%, they shut your pool down. Last year, whenever we got our permit, we were at 96% because we got a point taken off because we didn't have the backflow meter installed where they said it's supposed to be. It's there, where they told me to put it because they put a mark on the pipe. But of course, a different inspector came out and said, no, it needs to be over here. So we got a point taken off for that. We had a half a point taken off because the paper towel roll on the wall was ripped off. We got a half a point because one of the toilet paper rolls was missing a handle. So,
But let's face it, they're gonna mark down something.
yeah. So the biggest issues that we need to have fixed, there's no way that they will let us open with, without the backflow meter in, because they've already given us notice, which that's about a $250 fix. The biggest issue right now is the deck.
Did you put in that you needed a new cover?
Not yet. So the deck, where the wooden deck that's on the outside of the pool, you have the part that's under the canopy, then you have the part that isn't. The part that isn't is rotten, but the framing underneath is rotten. And one of the lifeguards fell through it last year. There's no way that we're gonna be able to get a permit with the deck the way it is. There's not.
Is there a way for us to build it ourselves?
Yes and no.
Can't you just fence it off for now?
That was my suggestion to the board. The only people the last 2 years that I've noticed that use the deck that's in the sun, there is 2 or 3 adults, and then the rest of them are the teenage girls that are
They
like,
sit on the back part anyway, don't they?
yes.
But it's getting there.
So my suggestion, the quick fix is that we would build a railing that goes around that area. That's still gonna cost us about $400, $500 for the lumber. So we could fix that aspect. It would cut off part of the deck. But
Could
it's,
you not use the rolled plastic fencing?
yeah,
That would be a lot cheaper.
you have to have something permanent. We can put the plastic fencing around the railing, but there has to be a permanent structure there that blocks it off. And then we have to put signs like every 2 feet.
But are we ever going to fix that part?
What's gonna go out with the deed restriction ballot is to upgrade the deck. Because if we can upgrade our deed restriction, our maintenance fees, we would have the money to fix the deck. But before that deck's fixed, there needs to be a lot of looking into different types of wood. Something that's not gonna fall apart, that will last a 10 or 20 year, which is gonna be the plastic decking.
Composite.
The yeah. So instead of a lumber, it'll be a composite. That way, we would spend the money, but it would last. But that won't, I'm not willing, my opinion, and it's not the opinion of the board, I'm not willing to dump that kind of money into the pool right now.
But also, you're gonna have to replace all the runners underneath.
Yes.
That's what she said.
They're all rotten.
Why can't you use ground treated lumber instead of regular treated? The ground treated won't rot.
Well, but it's still the cost.
Yeah, it's not that much more money.
It still has a lifetime. It's not as
No, it
good
doesn't.
as good as the
That's what they
composite.
use on the coast, they'll last 20 years easy down there.
20
Well,
years, but the composite.
But at
may
this point, I'm not even taking into consideration what to use. Whether we use lumber, composite, whatever it is, it's still gonna cost a pretty penny,
So
and
this year's budget is.
this year's
Yeah,
budget's
I
not
know you
gonna
can't do it
happen.
now, no.
When is the new mill, the 8 cents per mill going into effect?
If it gets
If it gets
approved, we have until December 31st to file. So as soon as we get a yay or a nay, if we get a yay, it will be filed immediately to where we get invoiced December 1st with the new maintenance fees.
This year?
Next year.
Yeah. So it wouldn't affect our budget until January of next year. So in regards to the pool, we're gonna have to put about 17,000 into the pool to open it this year.
You don't have a choice.
Well, we've got some options, and one is to not open the pool for the year. Keep it treated, keep paying the manager $50 a month to come in and manage it, which he's doing now,
Okay.
and not open it. The other option is to go a little bit over budget. We're higher in what our income is right now than we were a week ago because of maintenance fees income. So the 17,000 would put us right at the edge of our budget of 68,000. The other option, and I know we kicked this around 2 years ago and it got shot down, is to open to Deer Run. And I know that is a sore subject. But opening to Deer Run and charging individual fees that are a lot higher than ours would give us some more income.
That's different from what y'all were proposing before, though. Before, I thought you were just proposing for the whole of Deer Run. This time you're saying individuals.
No, we can't make Deer Run pay maintenance fees. What we would do is we would offer it to Deer Run, whatever property owners want to do it. And then the property owners would pay
Yeah.
the
Just like the other subdivision
Just like-
here at the end.
Yeah.
On an individual basis, but
Yes.
not one fee and
No.
everybody in Deer
Oh,
Run
no.
totally goes to.
No. Whenever I say individual, that's
Yeah.
like, a house of 6 would individually have to pay for
Yeah.
pool tags.
The problem is if we get our increase, we're able to fix the pool and do what we need to do. We don't need that extra money.
Well, we won't do that till
Then we-
next year.
Yeah.
Right, but if we open it up to Deer Run, I guarantee you there'll be a fight in hell for them to come back the second year.
Well, but yes, ma'am.
I'm just curious,
Uh.
have you thought about just going to the residents and asking, just to give it extra
For,
for this
To
pool?
fix the pool.
Who's the pool?
Yeah.
that's why Mr. Lentz videos the meetings. So this
What do you need per resident to make it happen?
well, we need $17,000.
I know, but I don't know anything about the neighborhood.
Yeah, so what ends up happening is not everybody in the neighborhood uses the pool. So,
You only get about, at the most, 20 a week,
yeah.
maybe.
So we can ask, there would be residents that would be willing to donate to the pool, absolutely.
Yeah.
But we're looking at $17,000 on top of what people are already paying their maintenance fees. So if people want to donate to the pool, I'm not going to stop them. And we put this on Facebook so that people that can't make it are aware of what the money is needed to open the pool. So if somebody wants to write a check and donate to the pool, it's not going to be stopped.
Right.
But I'm not going to start
You're not gonna force it.
soliciting for the pool because people do pay maintenance fees.
Heck, you can rent the pool, and that's donation.
Yeah,
I mean, it's rentable at night and day when it's not open to the public.
yeah. And that's on our website, that's well known. And then whenever we get closer to pool season, I start pushing that. But because I want the budget made at the beginning of January, I've got to see if I have the money to open the pool or to not. And what has changed since the years before, from last year's, we have to get inspected and permitted by the city of Houston now to open our pool. And so I have to be able to have this work done before I get an inspection. Yes, ma'am.
Why the city of Houston? Because the lake.
So the city of Houston has taken over all public pools in Harris County.
Yeah, they started 2 years ago.
They started 2
The
years ago.
city of Houston needs to keep their nose out.
I agree with this.
They get-
All your roads out here are controlled by the city of Houston.
Yeah,
You're in
But
ETJ.
they started it 2
Can't
years
stop
ago.
it.
And so they come in, they inspect it, they give you permits, and we don't have a problem. They give us a list, but it's money that we have to pay. And I fought them on this, and I went up to the city of Houston, and I fought with the permitting department. There's no fighting it. It's like dealing with a regular inspector. You either do it or you don't. We don't have much movement.
We're the county.
I agree. I agree with you, 100%.
Okay.
But
It has its benefits.
Alright.
It keeps,
I
it
think
keeps,
it's-
I guess, the public pools from.
Well, it's okay, I don't want
well, and that's
It's a
what
safety hazard.
well, and that's what they're doing.
Kind of like HOAs keep people from painting their houses pink.
We try to.
Yeah, if they have a brand new pool put in, they expect their rules to be for that brand new pool, to also be for our pool when it was put in 60.
In which we've got have a lot of stuff grandfathered in for our pool,
Yeah.
because it was built before 99.
So if a person living here wants to put in a pool, they have to get it approved through
Public pools only.
all the code.
And because we are a neighborhood and we charge for the use of the pool, because I said, okay, well, we're not gonna charge for pool passes. They said, do you charge maintenance fees? I said, yes, we do, and they said that it's considered a public pool. So unless our neighborhood did not charge maintenance fees, did not collect fees, then it's still considered a public pool. I tried all different ways to get it out of that.
You know what I'm thinking? That's City of Houston's way to start trying to annex
And they're doing that to everybody. They got
Harvey.
Indian Shores last year.
No, here,
They don't have to start, they won't annex it. They can do it anytime they want.
Harris County has adopted all of Houston's rules.
Yeah.
Building codes, everything.
Yeah. So, so that's where we're at.
When did you want to open the pool?
Same time, Memorial Weekend.
Okay, and that's in May.
Yes, ma'am.
So we're not doing it before, like Easter time and all that time? Okay.
No, ma'am.
You're just waiting for the rest of the maintenance fees to come in,
Well,
which
no.
you should have by the next meeting.
Well, and that's just it, is by the next meeting, we'll have a better idea where we stand on, because everything else is done, our budget's done. The only thing that isn't done is the pool, and I'm not willing to say yes or no on the
You
finance.
being the board,
No, me, no, just me. The board, this is my suggestion. The board's gonna have their own say, but my suggestion is that we don't on budgeting anything for the pool. It's a lot of money that has to go to just the pool. So if the board is okay with not putting a money amount tonight on the budget, leaving the budget open the way it is, and waiting until the February meeting to finish our budget. I'm just not comfortable saying yay or nay on approving that kind of money. Because like I said, to do everything that we need to do to open that pool,
It's gonna be big bucks.
that's how much it's gonna cost. So,
Okay, I'll make a motion that we wait until February meeting to decide on that.
but if you look at the budget, everything else is done. We're not gonna be changing it. I don't anticipate to change anything else on it. It's just
We already covered the rock.
the pool maintenance and repair.
Where are they at?
Are you leaving the social the same?
For right now, yes, ma'am. And that's,
We're talking about how much it was. I didn't-
it's the 1550.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, we talked about it, but we haven't actually.
We need a second on my motion.
I did.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, all in favor to hold the budget for the 2020 until February meeting? All opposed? Okay. All right, last thing is the storage unit. The storage unit, where ours is at, there were two storage units within where ours is that has gotten broken into. I'm concerned about keeping the storage unit where it is, because we do keep documents in the storage unit. I don't care if somebody breaks into it and steals paper plates and plasticware. I don't want boxes of property owners' information getting stolen.
why don't you put that on this?
We have to keep paper trail.
We all gonna put the papers in?
Well, I don't know. I'm just worried about where it's at.
I find it hard to believe you're gonna find any storage unit that hasn't been broken into. They all get broken into.
I know, I just hesitate.
We've had a good history over at that place.
Y'all have?
Well, I mean, it hasn't been broken into.
Well, I don't know. That's why I'm bringing it up at the meeting. I don't know what, I've only.
I mean, if you can find a place that has not been broken into ever, I mean, for changing, but I don't think you're gonna find it.
No, everything in this town's been broken into.
The good thing about that place to me is that access, there's so many people there that can see somebody breaking in that place.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a rough part of nature, I agree.
If you turn your head the wrong way, you're gonna take out your fender on your car.
Oh, I already did that. So, mine's already gone because I hit the post coming out of it.
My thought was in the future, putting something on one of our properties.
That's what I would say.
I mean, I didn't understand why we were.
What'd you say you paid?
We pay $700.
That doesn't guarantee we aren't gonna
It's
get
$75.
No, that wouldn't be for the reason. No, it wouldn't even be for that reason. I'm just saying, why are we paying for storage when we have room at the park or some of those other
Well,
places?
that'd be guaranteed to get broke into.
You know, we're teenagers.
Yeah, true. I mean,
Yeah.
You know, not that they gonna steal nothing, but it's a place to get in.
Yeah,
And I mean, we run them out of the boat ramp, we run them out of the park, you know,
The
so.
pool,
And I'm kinda nervous and too old to run, walk up to a car anymore.
you got one left finger.
Okay, then we'll hold off on the storage unit. Okay. All right, that's all that is on our business. Any comments?
I asked to be put on the agenda, I see it's not on there.
I'm sorry.
I asked to be put on the agenda, I see
I am
it's.
so sorry. I'm sorry. Yes, I'm sorry. You're good. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay, to address the issue of the board member that's not a property owner.
Okay.
We went over this in a private meeting, do you have new information?
If you, HCAD, he's on HCAD and he's on warranty deed.
He is missing the warranty, because the one that's filed in the county is not on it.
Okay. I can't give that to you. The board
It's
member
public
himself.
information.
Yes, but then you look it up because we
I
looked
looked
it
it
up.
up, he's not on it.
Okay. Would the board member want to address that or no?
Sure, I went down to the county and changed everything at the county. Exactly what you guys told me I needed to do, I did that week.
You're not on the warranty deed with the county.
I-
You got a current copy right there.
Okay, I don't know what to say. I mean, it's down
I
there.
don't think he would tell a lie about that, but
Well, I don't know.
My deal is,
it ain't nobody would lie to be on this.
Isn't that the truth?
So I have the current, and I'll hand it to you again. Let me see if this is the current one.
Did you buy an existing home or?
Yeah, we bought,
Him and his wife's been married for I don't know how long, and they purchased a
Anybody
house,
out here want?
and his name was.
20 years together, I was on the
So-
title.
A few
For the,
people raised some cane about it, that you can't be on the board because you're not a property owner. Well, Texas is a community property state, so if I own a home, my husband owns that home. You own a home, your husband owns that home, so you're a property owner. So what difference does it make?
okay,
If
so
you're
this,
not on the warranty,
this
or
report
you're not
was
on
And he
HOA.
has a community property.
in 2017.
But he's not a property
This was
owner.
printed out in
Because
2017.
he's not on the warranty.
This was printed out in 2017.
In the law, or in the eyes of
But-
the law, he is.
So the 2019 would be the same?
2017 is when they bought the house.
Yes, but you can change it anytime, and he's changed it.
That's the current one on the site.
But it was printed out in 2017,
Okay.
so it's not current.
I looked on the site, it is
Okay,
current.
well, I looked on the site, it was current, and so is HCAD.
Because it's community property, does not mean it's property owner.
No. HCAD's got the final word.
No, but everybody kept saying, you know, well, it's not on HCAD, it's not on HCAD. Well, it doesn't make any difference if it's on HCAD or not, but it is on HCAD.
It's
All you gotta do is look it up.
gotta be on the county clerk's office where it's filed.
That's what I want.
That's right, and it's also on HCAD.
Look it up, it's not on county clerk. It's that.
I can't look it up to show you, I have no service on my phone.
I know. Only
But regardless, he is a property owner.
Only if it's on warranty deed.
It does not matter.
It
Can my,
does matter.
can my wife vote and serve on the board? She's not on the deed to our property.
You're not married.
I am too.
I guess,
Oh,
so.
yeah, she-
If you're
So
married,
she can be on the board and everything.
Yes, she
She
can.
can vote.
Yes, she can.
I,
She sure
Even though
can.
she's not property owner.
I mean, we never had this come up before.
I mean,
You
this
know-
board's
But
not.
innocence doesn't make it right. Because
Well,
nobody knew.
we're
that
not
to make
making it right. He made it right.
Well, let me just make this comment, I'm not gonna say anything else. You know, for several years, there was a person on the board that, quote, is not a property owner, and that was okay. But when certain board members get back on the board, then it became an issue. So if regardless of what anybody thinks or says or want to believe, you know, it does not matter.
I have an answer for that. When you get on this board, you're just a person coming in on
That's
the
right.
board.
You're a person.
You're not a lawyer.
You're
You
doing
don't know
stuff
all the
for
laws.
the community. That's why you have a board. And we are doing the very best we can do for this community.
Okay, I thought you were through. When you get through, let me know how to.
I'm through.
So you get on here and you don't know how things work. You don't know, you learn. And if someone had brought this issue to the board at that time, I was on the board, I guarantee you I'd have made sure it's right. It's been brought to you, you need to make sure it's right.
And
And it is right.
he went to the county the week after.
Then give me a copy of the ordinance.
I'm not,
please. You have-
I don't have a copy and I can't
You
show
got
you
a
a
copy?
copy.
He doesn't have to give you that.
It's just
personal
public information.
That's his
I
business.
mean, I don't mind looking it up, but I mean, I know I went down there, because you guys, like, directed me where I needed to do, and where I needed to go, so that's what I did.
But let me ask, if a person, let's say you buy the house by yourself, you get married, your wife is eligible.
Everybody told me I didn't need to do it, even the people down at the county office, they're like, you're an owner, you don't need to do
You
this,
don't-
but I did it anyway,
Okay,
just to
But-
make everybody happy.
but your wife is a voter as well, because now she is your wife.
Right.
So, but she's not gonna be on the deed unless you refinance or you do something different with the home. She'll never be on it. Unless you make
She
it a
is
point
the
to
current
change.
property owner.
She's a current property owner only
By marriage.
by marriage, not by warranty deed.
Well, you have to
No,
go,
you
you have to go back to what the
No, you
original
don't.
stuff was written up, and there it says you have to be on the deed.
It doesn't say it on our deed restriction.
Why does it say that?
It's not on,
It says you
it's
have to
on
be a
the,
property owner.
it's on the original thing that was written up for the HOA, for the subdivision.
On
From
the
the
original.
original.
In the green book,
Have you got a copy of the original?
Yes, sir.
John, if you want a deed to your house from your wife, I'll be happy to draw you one up, free of charge, it's not a big deal. Cost you $27 to file one in Harris County, if that's what, you know,
Yeah,
needs to happen.
well,
It's no big deal, I'll be happy to draw you one up and send it to you.
I appreciate it,
tomorrow.
I mean, really, I was trying to do the right
It's
thing.
just gonna be your lot and block number, and, you know, your wife's just gonna convey, half of her interest over
Yeah.
to you, it's no
So
big
that's-
deal.
That's what I
We'll
did.
even do the notice to purchasers, they charge you $500 for that at the title company.
The issue is,
I mean, it's no big deal.
If
I don't
you
mind,
don't
I don't
follow
mind,
the
I don't
rules.
mind sending it to you.
And that was the thing, is one of the, yeah, it was like $20 that I went down there and paid.
Well, it's gonna cost you $27 to file
Well,
it.
yeah, what if,
Oh, right.
whatever it was down there, it was like, it was nothing, I mean, it was no big deal. I was thinking I'm gonna have to pay $300, $400, $500 or something
Yeah.
down there, and it was nothing. It was like a 5-minute process, like,
Well,
sign this
Yeah.
paper or whatever, and boom.
the thing
it was
is,
done.
you're about to change the deed restrictions. You need to have everything in order.
I know it
Otherwise,
has, but I can only say,
It's not legal.
whenever he went to Harris County, he had everything changed. If it's not recorded, then I guess we need to check it, but he went after we had that meeting.
Hey, if he takes care of it, you know, the other option
Well,
is
if
she's
it doesn't-
the wife on the board.
I'll get you fixed
All
up,
right,
okay?
appreciate it.
She's the legal
Thank
wife.
you.
Board certified oil and gas attorney. There's only like 300 of us in the whole state, so I'll fix you up.
Put it to bed, us.
No, I mean, it's not in the things, but it's no big deal, John. I'll get you fixed up, okay?
All right.
Yeah, I hope we don't want none of what your other, collect some more members.
Well, you know, be happy to help John out and get it.
You won't be on?
No,
Okay.
not at all.
Did I say a bad word, did I?
Heck, no.
I mean, you know, I think what needs to happen personally is that if we all got our shit together, we all quit hating each other, pardon my French, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
vulgar
I
language.
agree. I agree.
We would take the park and the pool and we would convey that to the water district. And then, number one thing happens. No longer, you can't sue the government, nor are you well aware of that. Our insurance costs that we're paying 10 grand a year for, our HOA dues would drop drastically. Because we would now be a government entity. Water District 70 would run the pool. The water would be free. They already have full-time employees that take care of water quality.
They wouldn't touch it. I mean,
No,
don't try.
I understand.
Try.
Hey, they got an election coming up.
Hey,
Who puts
they
people
know.
on the water board? You know,
Is that legal?
hell, I'll run for the water board, I don't care, but that's what needs to happen.
It-
Let me tell you what.
Because that's a really smart way to do this.
Their water district owns all their money.
They're fixing to want a $5 billion bond.
Well, yeah, and if they don't have to adjust the tax rate, they don't even need to put it to the voters. So they may not, you know, and I
But
understand, they need it.
that's why I was telling them, they're fixing to hit us, want us to vote for that bond.
But if it
Well-
doesn't pass, they're gonna add it to your water bill.
Well, I mean, the thing is, that's the smart way to do it. I don't think it'll ever happen here, because all that crap is falling apart. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
that bulkhead, just to fix that
Well, they
bulkhead.
got a
in the park
million, they
is-
got $1.5 million and they ain't spent that on nothing
I
yet.
mean, you guys know it, the bulkhead down there's falling apart, I mean, the sewer system's
Yeah.
falling apart.
Oh,
It's all falling apart.
I agree.
You know, we need to let them build the school, and then we need to charge them the highest damn, commercial rate of any water district in the entire state of Texas, because Crosby ISD screwed us for the last 10 years with the highest school taxes of any district in Harris County.
Well, that's
We
what I
need-
said.
And we need to tell that water board,
Is,
no, we're gonna make them hook up, we're gonna hook them up,
Yeah.
and we're gonna sit there and make money off of them, we're gonna go find out what they're charging for water in the
They're gonna do it.
desert.
They're gonna build it.
They're gonna build it anyway.
They're gonna go get it somewhere.
Let's make them use us, and we only got how many commercial customers? What, the park? Three. There's 3 commercial customers on our water district. Okay, no big deal. We're just gonna change the rate order for the commercial customers, and we're gonna make it we're gonna match the highest one in the state of Texas.
The only thing that I know about that would stop them, and I know this because I've worked in refineries and sewer plants, and that they just don't have enough sewer. They got enough water, but not enough sewer.
Oh, yeah, that's the problem. And actually, they could cut another ditch behind the school into the drainage ditch and build another sewer
Yeah,
plant on
they
that
have
end of
to
the
build a whole
subdivision,
complete sewer.
which is
plant.
probably what they should do, because
Well, yeah, because.
eventually, all this is gonna get developed, and, you know.
Excuse me.
I'm sorry to interrupt, I didn't mean to, but
No.
that's just what I think they should do, because if the HOA didn't own the damn pool and they gave it to the water board, that would save a lot of money.
Well,
and
we
headache
would,
and hard.
but we have hell just getting them to give us half-price water, not half-price even.
You know, there's an election coming up in May,
Yeah.
and you know, some of them people ain't gonna serve forever.
Okay,
They
I'm
won't even-
sorry,
they won't
we
even fill
started
the
another
pool.
conversation.
When you clean it, they won't even fill the pool for you.
Thank you, Eddie.
I have another question.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you still have the rule on if a board member misses so many meetings, so that?
I never saw that rule.
That's not real.
It's on the policies.
On what policies?
Okay.
No, I'm honestly wanting to know because I copied these off
I
from the
didn't do
county
it for
office.
years, I mean, for a couple of years, I mean, I didn't even know they existed.
I've never seen it. I've never seen that written anywhere.
So you're saying there's no rule now?
I've never
Even
seen
though
it.
we were at a meeting 2 years ago where you asked us about getting somebody off the board.
No, that was not me.
I'm 100% open to looking at it, but I don't know if,
I'll have to look it up right now.
is it in our
I think it was
paperwork?
in our policies.
In the deed restrictions?
No,
Ain't your
That-
Are you
That
talking
book-
bylaws?
no. In the external book, that is the modifications or clarifications that you were talking about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
We had a book that had those modifications, clarifications in there, a legal way to clarify your deed restrictions. There is a book for that. I thought it was given all overkill.
That was a way to do it, but it wasn't written, that wasn't written in ours.
Yeah, I just have to go, wait till I go home.
Okay, if you can
If
find
I
it,
even
because
still have a copy, I don't know.
I don't have that. I mean, I'm looking through all the ones that I have, and I don't have that.
I'll have to look and see where it was. If nothing else, I think you should entertain that rule, if you can't find it. I think that if somebody misses 3 meetings in a row, they don't need to be on the board. It's important.
I know, to an extent, I agree with you, but we can't fill the seats we have.
Yeah, that's the only thing. No.
You know, I mean, should we, ACC, he keeps up with it, we can talk about it. If he can't make the meetings, kind of sucks, but he can't make the meetings because he works nights. But he does the position that he's on. If we tell him, hey, you're gone, we don't have anybody doing ACC. I've asked people to be on the ACC committee, just to be on the
Is
committee.
he the
not
only
even-
one that isn't here tonight?
Mike's not here. But,
Mike usually shows up,
Yeah, Mike's usually there.
but,
He's been a little under the weather.
as much as he can show up.
I'm sure if somebody wanted to fill Juan's position, he'd let it go.
yeah. But that's just
think
it.
he would.
And it even comes back to Mr. Lentz, whenever he had sent me the updated HOA. I read through them, and it does say that if you have sections in the neighborhood, that one representative from each section. But it's also, if we have 9 seats. If we can't get 6 people, one from each section, but we can get 5 from one section, they can fill the seats if there's not other people willing to do it. So,
I understand.
you know, he does ACC, he keeps up with it. He may not be able to make the meeting, but he does do the ACC for us. And, you know, Nora's doing the job as president, secretary and treasurer. You know, if we could get a full board, then yeah, we could start doing that,
Oh,
absolutely.
yeah, I'd be glad to get off.
And we have board
I'm glad I'm off.
elections in April. But that's just, and we have elections in April. And I would love to have 7 people on a ballot, 12 people on a ballot. That would be wonderful. I would like to have 1 or 2 people from each section. I'm not against that whatsoever.
That ain't gonna happen.
Well, but that's kind of the same thing that sucks.
Yeah,
You know, if we
yeah.
can get more people interested in the board and more people on the board and divide the board, then that would be best.
But the same thing applies when it comes to deed restrictions too, right? If section 123 does not approve a raise for the new deed restrictions, and section 452, then 1, 2, and 3 do not have to pay raise fees. So it's going to be an interesting issue.
I agree.
That's the issue, yes,
Well,
they
they won't
pass
be
it.
paying the raise, but nobody will.
Yeah,
Because you have to have
if
6
you, if
ballots.
that section passes,
Yeah,
It's each section separate.
if that, if section 4 passes, they pay.
Now, but it's up to the board if, you know, if we get one section that approves it and the rest of the sections don't, then the board can vote to not put it through.
yeah.
But, I mean, that would be, once we start getting the stuff
You
in,
already have one at a different rate, right?
section 6.
Right.
It's so hard to do this stuff with just what few people we do have. We're begging and borrowing and going out on the internet and I
It's
don't know
always
about
like
that
that.
turned on, but
Yeah.
It's always like that.
So, I mean, we didn't bring up elections because, I mean, it's January.
When do you think the vote's going to be on the deed restrictions?
I'm gonna try my hardest to get it out in the next 2 or 3 weeks, at least the ballot's out.
And that's by mail?
Uh,
We're new, so we don't
oh, no,
know nothing.
no.
about that.
The ballots will probably go out by mail. As much as I hate to send them out because I don't know if anybody's gonna get them.
I ain't got my invoice yet.
That's, so what we would probably do is we would send out ballots and then we would have open at the park like every other weekend for people to pick up ballots, pick up the proposed changes. You know, and we would try to do that way. We would have people trying to, some people going door to door. I know people don't like that, but it's not soliciting because it's within our neighborhood. But we would email it.
And we also got a new law that says that me and her can't sit on the board because we're married.
We can divorce her.
You got a good idea.
Nora's over there grinning from ear to ear.
She don't think it's a bad idea
I'll
either.
get my 95%.
But it would be, and it would also be if, we mail it out and let everybody know if nobody's received something, then, you can email, we can get it to you.
LakeShadows.org. That's the website.
No,
that's
it's a
the
website.
You can see all the deed restrictions.
Yeah.
Bylaws, everything on there.
Yeah.
Start there, and then you will have all the information.
Yeah, but,
Also, if anybody ever has any questions, they can email the Lake Shadow Civic at yahoo.com.
And that's on the website.
It's on the website.
Your questions will be answered.
And if you,
Because I did.
and you can volunteer at any time to be
on
on.
that, and I never got anything back.
When?
On what?
About a year and a half right after we moved here, I asked a couple questions and
You can volunteer at any
Nothing.
time to be on the
no,
board.
nothing was responded to me, so I thought, okay, I didn't get the right address or something.
I like the idea of going to the park and saying, folks, come pick up your ballots or your voting, whatever.
Yeah, and
Then
that's,
you get shift workers and people out, you know, out of town, that's a whole nother.
That, you know,
Yeah,
those have.
well, I mean, but
It could be an option.
but again, it's an option other than just saying, well, we're gonna mail it if you don't get it, oh well. You know, it's, email, mail, have it.
Why can't you put the ballot on the website that can be printed out and everybody print it out, and when you take it, you're gonna have to check to make sure they're properly.
There you go.
You're gonna have to make sure that
And we
that's
can,
correct.
and we can absolutely do that.
Yeah.
And there are some people that don't use the computer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's still gonna be somebody that says, I can't figure
Well,
it out.
That's gonna be very few though. I mean, you can handle that. It's hard.
Nobody wants change of any kind.
You're right.
Yeah, a change of anything, and nobody wants that.
But as I'm, like I said, I'm trying to get back into everything. And that's, I didn't think of that happening. That's a good idea. But I'm hoping to have that out in the
I
next.
mean, you gotta check them anyway when they turn in their ballot.
Yeah,
So anybody that just thinks they can print it off and go, it ain't gonna happen.
yeah. Well, and I wanted to get them, put the ballots on the website. And you can print them out.
Oh, that's
Because like you said, you can print them out, but you still have to put your
all your information.
legal description.
You're still gonna
Still
have
has
to deal
to
with
be-
Kathy.
Darla, because you still have to turn it in with
You're gonna have to deal with those that don't do the internet. That's beef.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there's no.
And
Yeah.
probably on the money part,
There's nothing.
there's gonna be a lot of people see what is the budget we keep here in case of a storm, not here, but in the
That's,
different,
that's
the CDs.
It's on.
our CDs, we keep them because our bulkheads that can't be insured. Now, our buildings are insured, the piers ain't insured, and the ramp and stuff ain't insured. So we would probably, what the amount we got, we could take that and use that for collateral and tell them we're gonna borrow X amount of money to repair this stuff, cause we don't have enough.
Boy, I hope you don't go into debt.
Yeah, you better hope we don't have no hurricanes.
Yeah, but
They can do that though.
Which
Yeah.
budget you have, they ain't gonna give you no
I
money.
don't think there's any.
They ain't gonna let you
They
do
ain't
that.
got no money.
That's the CD of the money market.
Yeah.
Oh, it is, yeah, we're never, replacing pier like that's, so,
Okay.
it's
Any
well
other
over 100
comments?
grand. Oh, yeah, just the wood and the
I
piles.
think we got a bid for 72,000.
Yeah.
Okay, can I get a motion
Okay.
You know, on that word,
You know, I know
adjourn.
people
adjourn
spend
meeting?
40 grand.
Can I get a second?
Prices.
All in favor?
Uh,
All right, meeting adjourned.
I hate to say that, yeah, you know, another few floods.
Did y'all put whatever it was?
Wait a minute.
Yes,
You know, not
over here.
another year, I have.
That was for,
She can do it.
the sign.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't approve it, I can look over it, but we've got more members that can.
No, is this yours?
Oh, no, that's from up here.
The problem is that there's
Architectural